For this demonstration, I've decided to show something from my system that is an application for a technique used to disarm a long-range weapon on the battlefield. Now, this is a very ancient sort of technique, but I think it's interesting, very interesting, and I can take it into a level where we can look at it using the advanced Octagon and all the principles therein. I won't be doing any demonstrations on a bear hug. That was already done, and honestly, I'd just be showing the same thing. If I showed things from the system that I've learned from my root art, it would be a lot of technique, and honestly, the video, the instructional video on that has a version of the bear hug that I learned, and it's the same thing. It's more footwork than it is anything, and that all plays into the laws of natural movement. It's against an attack like this, using a thrusting attack. And so when the attacker thrusts at me, I would use the 12-foot range. It doesn't matter really whether I move to the outside or move this way. So that's a good thing about this little demonstration, that it's more important that I just move and have it be a response rather than a reaction where I'm like, oh, I got to use my Octagon and I'm going to move this way, or I got to use my kata and move in the way that I learned. No, you just simply move out of the way, get out of the way of it, and then you are going to interrupt what this person's doing by interfering with their attack. And now that is going to change everything for them, because you're showing them, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. Now from here, it could be like a tug of war, but you're going to take that resistance and you simply shift your weight and use a circular motion. You could do it this way or this way, it doesn't matter. And by doing that, that's going to cause this to happen to them. It's going to unbalance them. It's going to take them out of the game. And from there, you can either thrust forward with this, and that'll throw them, or from here, you can take it and disarm them and attack back, return the attack. So if this was a sword that we were defending against, it's trying to run through you with the sword, you're not going to want to try to grab the sword. That won't work. So instead, we're going to move off at an angle and then come in and disrupt what it is they're doing by grabbing. Okay, grabbing them here at a close range. And then from there, we can use our feet as we do this circular motion. Okay, so if I show you from the kata what it looks like, it's the same thing. Basically, I'm turning in the kata, I'm doing a circular motion with my hands, grabbing and kicking, and then I'm turning this way. So what that does is when they come in with the thrust, I get out of the way, I grab them, I shift my weight, use the circular motion, that'll take them off balance, that's going to take them out of the game, and then from here I can throw. Okay? You have your 12-6 and your 3, you have your skeletal freezing, and you pretty much have a caging principle going on there as well, because you're moving in closer and you're shutting the cage door on them. All of your Octagon movements are in there, the circular movements, the angles. If I take the weapon out of it, it's the same thing as I demonstrated before. I'm using this circular motion here, okay? Move this way, and I've got the kick to the inside. It's easy to see the movement in the kata there. You can take just about anything in your system and demonstrate how the octagon is there. And once you realize that you can free yourself from the shackles of the system that you study, you go beyond it, and now it's your own system. It's really about you and where you can take it, and realizing that you don't have to depend on technique, that you can simply spend more time training on these upper level, advanced level type of ways of thinking. So when you're training with your partner, you're spending more time just avoiding the attack, getting out of the way, interfering with what they're doing. If they keep progressing with the attack, you just simply show them what they're doing is wrong. And then you're turning your martial art into a responsive type martial art and way of thinking, rather than reactionary type of way of thinking and being dependent on technique.